Semifinal number 1 out on the water, Yago Dora, Gabe Medina. Dora on his first wave, and just goes for a half a point ride there. Rolling into this semifinal, we saw some highlights from stop number 6 on the championship tour. Gabe Medina was in the semifinals in Tahiti. He's back in the semifinals here. I'm Kaipo Guerrero, along with Felicity Palmentier. A couple Brazilian goofy foots out there. Your thoughts?
Oh, just crazy matchup, and I can't wait to break down both of these approaches because there is differences between their styles of surfing. Obviously, they're both goofies, but the way that they've been attacking Punta Roca is completely different, really, if we think about, you know, both their roads to this semi-final. And, I mean, Gabe, he's just building with momentum, right? I mean, it was evident from Tahiti to here, and he's looking in good form, looks super strong, picking great waves, powerful. Yago looking excellent, but different approach, opting to go above the lip multiple times and had some really highlight moments.
Yeah, in the quarterfinal, we saw an epic air by Yago Dora. My opinion, should have been an excellent score, but he still was able to win his matchup against good friend Jack Robinson and move into this semifinal against Gabe Medina. And it is two Brazilian goofy foots. Let's see how they match up head to head. Gabe Medina, it's been 1-1, so it's been a while. 2019 Gold Coast, Gabe Medina took a win over Yago Dora. By the way, the Gold Coast is back for 2025, and Yago Dora in 2017 was able to beat Gabe Medina. Remember that 2017 victory over Gabe Medina. Yago Dora was a wild card at Rio. He also beat Mick Fanning. He also beat John Florence that year. You look at the max heat score, it actually goes to Yago Dora.
Yeah, wow. I mean, you know what? It's pretty incredible that it's been that long since these guys have matched up, right? I mean, one thing I'm excited about, you mentioned it, Snapper's back. How cool is that next year? Yeah,
next year we're going to have a trifecta, if you would, over on the Australian leg. So we'll have Bells, Western Australia, and Snapper Rocks and Superbank all on the schedule. Schedule will be released after the WSL Finals, so we can't tell you the order of those events, but keep tuned in, worldsurfleague.com, for more information. Watching on to the semifinal. Who's he going to meet? Well, I actually don't want to project that yet for John Florence. He's interested in the conditions because he still has to overcome Matthew McGillivray in semifinal number 2. So he's got some work to do, but a studied eye, John Florence, on the lineup here at Punta Roca. What have we been seeing? Flick, I'm just coming into this heat. What do we see as far as consistency, as far as wave quality and everything coming out of semifinal number 2 for the women?
There's really good waves still on offer, definitely, right? However, Snip said it when he was in the booth with us, and it's just ringing true throughout today, is that just those really big lulls, right? And I just feel like it's so important that when that set comes, that you're on one of those, okay? And when you're on it, I mean, you've got to be converting. And a fall or a mistake like that on finals day is just so crucial.
Yeah, we're nearly at low tide. It's 10:16 local time. 10:44 is a low tide of a half a foot. So I would consider that kind of Yago Dora putting himself in a little bit of a compromising position. Took that first wave, handing priority over to Gabe Medina. Yago Dora just with a half-point ride, so that was a big error for Yago Dora strategically. Now let's see if Gabe Medina can capitalize on that.
Yeah, I think Gabe is definitely going to make, capitalize on this mistake for sure. I think, and priority is so important when that set does come through. And even in the last heat, I mean, Caroline, I can't commend it enough. She made some great strategic moves as well, blocked Betty on one. You know what I have sort of noticed as well, just in the last sort of half an hour, we'll get back to that.
Here we go, Yago Dora, number 2 wave for Dora. Way up the point, you can see Mama Roca making her presence known. Really shallow section here, pops it up. Inverted cork lands on the cobblestones. Watch out for the rocks. Kicks out just in time.
Wow.
Talk about a high-risk maneuver in a high-risk section of the wave. Yago Dora, he's had those on command. Another incredible backside rotation from Yago Dora.
Well, that is how you kind of clean up that little mistake. That was so sick. Hey, let's have a look. So it's a little smaller inside wave here, but I like this approach. Like, let's go. Let's try and put some points on the board. Let's apply a little bit of pressure to Gabe. give him something to think about. This one had a few lumps and bumps in the face of the wave, but just goes for the full rotation and sticks it on the end there. You know what? I just love it. I love that he made something out of nothing here. I mean, this was a smaller inside wave, and, you know, we were kind of thinking, okay, is this a mistake handing priority over to Gabe? But, I mean, you can see Gabe just watching on here. I mean, this is not what you want to see. Oh, God.
So it gets corked, gets inverted, if you would, and is able to put it right back under his feet, just like a cat, reminiscent of his big air that he did back in last year here in El Salvador. Yago Dora at that time was testing a new foot. Look at Gabe. A look of disgust as he looks back on the horizon. Here comes Medina, the machine. Easy carve to start for Gabe Medina. He saw the air from Yago Dora. Is he going to want to match it? Yes. Medina lands it. Oh, tricky landing. He's going to have to struggle for that, and he's just going to have to throw that away. He struggles on. So maybe forced into that maneuver flick after seeing Yago with his air.
I would say so. It's like the whole monkey see, monkey do thing. I mean, he literally just watched it. He's like, oh, okay. Like, and you could see he was forecasting for it. He was kind of stomping on the tail pad. He adjusted his feet. And, you know, it was a smaller wave, and I think he was just like, okay, if I've got to keep a pace, this is what I got to do. Let's have a look. Really, you know, sort of tapered approach here at the beginning, and you can see right here, he's like, okay, lining up, gaining speed, takes flight, but just has a bit too much weight on that back foot, and so he doesn't convert it. And Yago having a good old look as well. Yago
Hearing right now that he started with an excellent score of an 8.33 under Gabe Medina's priority. That is an incredible feat for Yago Dora. And we know one thing about Gabe Medina. He likes a quick start in his heats. He likes to take control at the beginning of the heat. This will be a challenging heat now for Gabe, because typically when you look at the history of his in heats, is sometimes he struggles to come back when he's behind, especially early on. So a lot of times Gabe will try almost too hard. And that was kind of the case right there. We got these surfers paddling, and we'll see if Medina's going to try to sneak one under priority. Let's go to an interview with Caroline Marks.
Yeah, Caroline, coming out of the water, catching your breath, getting ready to prepare for another chance, a chance to defend your title here. Walk me through that heat, because from the shore, textbook is what it looked like. Great waves, great choices on the waves. How did you execute?
Yeah, no, thank you. I definitely, I feel like this whole contest I've had good moments, but I haven't put together a whole heat the way I wanted to personally, and so that heat felt like a step in the right direction, and I feel like from start to finish I just selected the right waves, and selected the right waves for my surfing, and was really patient, felt really calm, and just felt really solid. I don't know, so it felt good to put together a whole heat, and that's what I wanted to do, so I'm stoked.
How important is it to get that confidence boost heading into the chance to defend your title here in El Salvador?
Yeah, it's huge. I mean, everyone's so good and the level's so high that, you have to, you don't want to make any mistakes. And so Betty Lou's beaten me a lot, and I've beat her a couple times, but she's beaten me more, and obviously that's in the back of my head, and it just lights a bit of extra fire, and so felt really good to beat her, and I really like her as a friend and a person, but I'm stoked to beat her, and I knew she was going to be really tough, so yeah, that was fun.
Congratulations, Caroline. See you soon.
Thank you.
Wow. Well, during that interview, we saw Yago again up to his sorcery, up to his trickery. That was, this is what you got to do. You got to put Gabe Medina up against the ropes, and that's what Yago has done right here.
Yeah, this is beautiful, right? I mean, great way to back up his 8.33. Gets a couple of turns in, and just love it. You can just see the differences in their styles, and lining up this inside section. Kaipo, what's this called?
It's a varial.
Varial again.
Yeah, it's a varial. So this is a varial because if it was to turn the board 180 without the use of his hand, then it would be a shove it, or you could call it a pop shove it.
Okay.
So the fact that he used the hand assist to secure his board, that would be a varial. Now the varial actually came from in skateboarding in pools and bowls. Early on, Eric Grisham from Veriflex did that. We'll get back to that because Gabe Medina is trying to come back right here on this replay.
Yeah, already from the beginning of this wave, he goes for the air.
See?
Something's just not quite clicking for him right
Well,
now.
I think I said that. Just in his history, when he is put up against the ropes early on in a heat, oftentimes Gabe gets emotional and has a harder time to struggle and get back because he's such a brilliant surfer that he almost tries too hard. Because he doesn't need to try that hard because he's such a brilliant surfer, and his best surfing he does is when he's light. But I think the weight of being behind Yago Dora and knowing that he's in a two-wave combo right now, he needs 15 points. He needs to do it in 2 waves. So he's in a combination position. He does have priority, so that's the good news for him to get on that combo.
Yeah. You're dead on there. I think also, I mean, how many times does he really find himself in this situation? I mean, not a lot. Because he's always, I mean, he's obviously one of the best surfers in the world, multiple world titles, but he doesn't often find himself this early in a heat in a combination situation. I mean, he's usually the person that's doing the running away with it. And you know what? Like, let's talk and commend Yago, because for him to be able to, do that under pressure and without priority and score that 8.33, it's epic.
Yeah. Well, waiting for the next wave to come through. Medina with priority. We're going to take a look at our live rankings. John Florence is still in the competition and #1 on the live ranking. It's Gabe Medina, 6th, right below the cut line. Remember, he came in 19th to Tahiti, and he's been climbing those rankings ever since. Great back half of the year so far for Gabe Medina. Look at Yago Dora. Yago Dora, he's up to #9 from 17th coming into this event, up 8 spots, and he's up in the air.
What
was that? That was a McTwist, Indy McTwist. That's a full twister. That was as twisted as you could get. Now, like, that's gotta be excellent. Here we go, Medina. And in contrast, he's gonna go to turn, sticking it on the rail here. Beautiful bomb turn,
wow.
Top turn combination, super powerful for the 3-time world champ. Medina looking down the line, sure-footed, solid surfing, clean rails, great flow here. A contrast to what we just saw from Yago Dora. Lines up for something, has to skip that section, looks for the ramp, and he's just gonna go for a little foam climb, catches the outside rail of the Cabianca, goes down. But Yago Dora, I can't say enough, and he's been wowing me, and I'm sure a lot of surf fans throughout this entire event. Another incredible air from Yago Dora.
So innovative and so creative. It's incredible, right? I don't think we've seen creativity like this in the air. I mean, we know he's always been capable, but this is incredible.
That's a full rotation Indy right there. A rare bird. Even in free surfs, this would be a rare bird. This in a jersey is incredible. Gets the pop, gets upside down, Indy grab around, full rotation, nose to the beach.
You just got to take it. It's like we're playing a video game right now, and we're just each different wave. We're just like, okay, let's go for this move. Let's go for this. It's just you've got to commend it. It's incredible, and to bring that in the heat with a jersey on.
Look at the reaction. Look at the reaction. Well, it's a big number. Big number dropped. And there's the score. I'd give him a 10, but he ended up with a 9.33. Maybe we're expecting more from Yago Dora, but that was the highlight moment. One of the highlight moments for sure for me of this entire event.
Think about the edit that he will be able to put together for social media purposes after this contest. Are you kidding me? The creativity, the innovation, it's amazing. And I just love that he's being able to do this best surfing in a jersey. It's amazing.
Yeah, a lot of what he's put down would make into a nice video edit for a free surfer that would have multiple tries at it and unlimited time in the lineup to get those clips. These have been going down in a 35-minute time frame with the pressure of a jersey, judges, and another competitor in the lineup for Yago Dora. So this is surfing progressing, competitive surfing progressing before our eyes right now from what Yago Dora is able to bring. And here he goes one more time. Can't wait to see what he's got. Float through there. And a little caught behind. Time to take a breather, Yago Dora. He's got Gabe Medina in a serious combination. 17.66 is what Medina needs to take the lead off of Yago Dora. He's going to need 2 waves to do so, and he's going to need 2 excellent scores to do so.
Yeah, he is. And, I mean, this is major. I mean, how many times do you see that graphic come up on the screen? Not that often, right? That's a rarity, surely. Like, combination of, you know, situation, 17.66, huge total to break down. I mean, wow. It's Yago, I mean, hats off to him. I mean, he came into this event, and, I mean, you could see him coming from a mile away. Every heat, he's just been incredible. But you got to be thinking coming into this up against Gabe with so much momentum, like, how are you gonna break this one down? I mean, this is exactly how you do it.
The news is spread, and everyone's gathering in the Red Bull Athlete Zone to witness what they know is an incredible display of surfing. Some of the highlights of the year for me when it comes to progressive surfing. And Joao Chianca's in for the show, so is Ryan Callanan, Lobby, Liam O'Brien. Had to get on the ice bath. He heard things were heating up. Connor O'Leary, all of them coming out to see what Yago Dora was able to put down. 17.66 2-wave total. We look at Yago's average heat score in this event. He's blown it away. His average heat score is a 13.2, I'm sorry, 2-wave total. He is on an absolute sunbender.
Oh, wow. I mean, it's so cool, right? Because he's got this really big total. I guess now, where does he go with this creativity? I mean, what are we going to see next? I mean, the shackles are off. You can kind of relax ever so slightly. I mean, if he takes off and he's either going to try and improve on this 8.33, or he's going to do something strategic and block Gabe. So, I mean, either way, we're going to get something entertaining happening.
The one thing that Yago Dora needs to be aware of and stay away from, Gabe Medina has a high heat IQ. He's a master tactician.
Yeah.
So if Gabe were to somehow draw a priority interference on Yago Dora, then Yago would only have a 9.33 heat total. So that would be like one of the outside chance playbook plays that still could happen, but don't ever underestimate Gabe Medina when it comes to heat strategy.
No, I agree with that 1,000,000%. I feel that he's, you know, I mean, he's changed the game, and he's incredible, and you can't count him out. 15 minutes is still a lot of time on the clock. If anyone's going to break down a total like this, it is Gabe. You just got to have your wits about you right now if you're Yago. I mean, he knows that. He knows the kind of competitor he's going up around. I mean, he wasn't born yesterday. So, I mean, it looks like there's a line maybe coming through. Gabe's having a little bit of a look.
Here we go. Medina stomps on the tail. That means he's looking for a ramp. Projecting down the line, telegraphing in air. Oh, the frustration you can see. The clenched fists. He was with that tail stomp and that telegraphing down the line. He just wanted to blow it up, do a backflip or something, but just thought. And look at the frustration on the paddle, full speed back.
Yeah, and I guess, you know, he knows, right, that 14 and a half minutes on the clock, just with this inconsistency today, how important it is to convert when you're catching waves. And I mean, now he's not going to have priority as well, so that makes things harder. However, maybe it'll make him a little bit less selective, and because he doesn't have this priority, maybe he'll have a look at something that he might not necessarily have had a look at. And that's how Yago actually got that 8.33. He made that priority mistake at the start. Well, we thought it was not a priority mistake, but made that mistake by taking that first wave. We were thinking, oh, was that a mistake? Here we go, Yago.
Yago, a good sized set wave here. Dora making Mayhem proud right now with his performance. Part surfboard, part airplane wing. Yago Dora back again, and that time he could not get his feet underneath him. Gabe Medina pops it into the air, and again on his heels, not centered over his board, unable to put the landing gear down.
Wow, I mean, you know what? It is this is pushing Gabe right now. I mean, he's going for it, and he knows what he needs to do if he needs a big score. Looks like we're having another line, maybe roll through the lineup. This one looks a bit stretched out. But yeah, I mean, Yago is pushing Gabe right now. He's going for it. He's going to the air.
You are watching excellent surfing right now. Men's semifinal number 1, and Yago Dora is putting on a show. The show continues after this Bonsoy brew break.
The Surf City El Salvador Pro, presented by Corona, is brought to you by El Salvador, Land of Hosts, by Yeti, built for the wild, and by Bonsoy, the official milk of the WSL.
Back in the semifinals here at Punta Roca, Gabe Medina on the comeback right now. He's a combination behind Yago Dora, speeding down the line, the three-time world champ. Skips through this section, telegraphs an air, big full rotation, stomps it in the white water. Gabe Medina wants to get a handle back on this heat and start reeling in Yago Dora. He's in a 17.66 two-wave combo. He needs a 7.66 to break that two-wave combo. It's Kaipuguro along with Felicity Palmentier on the call here in the semifinal number 1. Great effort by Gabe.
Yeah, that was great. And he's had a few falls now and a few attempts at that. So it's going to feel really good for his confidence sticking it, right? Let's have a breakdown. Let's break this one down. Okay, so a little bit caught behind. You can just see he's just looking and eyeing up this end section, gaining speed. He sights it. He takes to the air. It was a really quick whippy air. You know, you just got to start comparing it to, you know, the sort of airs that Yago was doing, the scores he's put down.
Here's a place to compare it. Over the board, not as corked out. And honestly, not as dynamic as Yago's air.
He also gets a little
caught up.
Yeah, he gets a little caught there, and that little ball is gonna hurt him.
Yeah, it will hurt him. It will. As we start, you know, coming back, and we'll look at the numbers for Gabe Medina. Remember, he needs a 7.66 to break the combination. And he gets a 6.73. So still in a two-wave combo. Gabe Medina, even though he did pull that air, still needs to do more.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it, right? As soon as we saw it, it was a great air. It was a full rotation, but just the execution of it, the fact that he didn't ride out cleanly. Obviously, it's a big thing with the judges on the notes every morning, you know, just making sure that you're really riding out of that finishing maneuver with control. Yes, he rode out of it, but there was that little bauble. And just the height, you know, and you got to go back to how, exactly to your point, how corked Yago's airs have been.
Again, looking for an air and goes for the varial, but I think what's the trap that Gabe Medina may be falling into that Yago Dora has set for the three-time world champ. The trap is he's trying to match Yago in the air game instead of just surfing his game. And we all know how brilliant Gabe Medina's game is. He can combine turns and airs. Unfortunately, he's kind of getting into a one mindset of just going for the airs to, you know, we know Gabe's ultra competitive, but just basically like to try to match Yago Dora. But I think he can match the numbers with another approach.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're spot on. You know, you think about how he's got to this point in this event, and it's with big, powerful combos on his backhand. You know, turn after turn, and also timing, right? He's been on those bigger set waves. He's been stringing those backhand hits together. It's been precise. He's been surfing with great tempo, and you're just on the money. I mean, this is exactly what's happened. I mean, we saw the shot, you know, on that first wave, the 8.33 that Yago scored. Gabe was right behind. His head was on a swivel, and he was having a good old look at what Yago was doing. Clocked it, and has now just been in the track of, okay, I've got to match this. I've got to match this. I've got to match this. And he's had a few falls. He's had a few attempts. Nothing stuck. And I couldn't agree more that he has got to get himself on one of those set waves and just go back to that big, powerful backhand approach.
Yeah, it's going to be a bit of a challenge right now because we talk about heat control. The ultimate heat control you can have is having priority, having a small clock, and having a big lead, which would be the combination of 17.66. So everything is in the column. When we check columns of domination in Yago Dora's favor. Gabe looking disheartened. This one punches it in the air. It looks like he's just having fun at this point, and didn't look like he was very serious on that wave, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree. The body language was definitely indicating that for sure. It's getting to the point where we're almost able to say that this could be almost impossible, maybe.
Yeah.
We're almost getting to that point.
Well, it gets a point for a heat recap, starting with Yago Dora. And Dora came up playing. Remember, this came under priority. This is the 8.33 flick.
Yeah, beautiful wave. Under priority, and he made that first mistake, and we thought it was a mistake, but being able to capitalize, Gabe obviously looking on, clocked that, was disgusted, and then he was able to back up that 8.33 with this. Absolutely perfection, variety, creativity. I mean, he just keeps showing us more and more of his repertoire. I mean, Gabe's tried to fight back, and he did. I mean, he's locked in this 6.73. However, he hasn't even broke combination. You know, I think, and it's got to do, obviously, great air, full rotation, but just that, you know, not running out of that maneuver, you know, with total control and that not being a clean finish. Yeah, unfortunately for him, that stings. It stings.
Well, we saw Gabe Medina in the round of 16 come in early from his matchup there, full of confidence and knows he did all that he could do. Yago Dora, I don't think he would be as bold as to do that at this point, but my feeling is that Yago, well, you know what, we're not going to count on Gabe because he's pretty miraculous, but he's in such a tough position. Things are going to really have to go his way. And this isn't a beach break, this is a point break, so we have to factor in the paddle back out if Gabe does get another good wave. Here we go, Yago Dora, heat leader by far. Dora. This time, it goes for a little mute grab there for variety. It's a mute backside, it's a slob front side. Front hand on the toe side rail. So, yeah, I like the fact that Yago's got that in his bag of about 100 tricks.
Oh, I mean, right now it is getting really hard for Gabe. I mean, if this is what we're seeing in a semi-final from Yago, I mean, if he's moving through to this final, what more are we going to see from him? Looks like maybe another opportunity.
Well, this also brings into a conversation on the development in surfing progression from wave pools, because a lot of this, what you're seeing from Yago Dora, has been developed in Brazilian wave pools, which Yago has been frequenting while not at events. So that's a whole nother conversation. We're going to talk about Gabe Medina right here, and he's just looking to break the combination with some smooth surfing on a rough texture. Stomps on the tail, wants a ramp, is going to have to go for turns here. No ramp opportunity, sees it down the line, telegraphing for an air, punches it through the air, lands on the white water again. So combination of turns and that aerial finish. We'll see if that's the 7.66 to break the combo.
Wow, that was great surfing. This is more like it. I feel like he's just registered, okay, let's just, and he's still fired up. This is good, you know, this is great. I mean, it's 2 minutes, what, 2 minutes, basically 2 minutes on the clock by the time he gets back out the back, possibly. Maybe a little bit less, a minute 30. And he's just maybe giving himself the opportunity here with potentially breaking this combo.
Yeah, it starts with breaking the combo and a sprint paddle back out to give himself another chance. We're tracking him right now. We'll see how long it takes for him to get back to the takeoff spot.
Yeah, you know, it is going to take him a while to get back out there. He's quite down the line. You know, good news for him is that if he ends up breaking this combo, it's possible to do it in just one big air. I mean, that's what we saw Yago do. I mean, the 933 is literally just that one maneuver. So it's possible, and Gabe knows that. I mean, so there is the opportunity. It's just, you know, Yago is going to make this incredibly difficult. I mean, you got to be thinking he wasn't born yesterday. He's just going to move right down the line, and he is going to, you know, he's not moving right now, but well, Gabe's moving towards him, but you got to be, lines are on the horizon. Maybe we're going to see one more roll of the dice. You got to be thinking that Yago is going to utilize that little P next to his name and take that wave off Gabe.
Yeah, 90 seconds. Now, this was important heat for Gabe Medina, but he's climbing up the live rankings, but he's right below that line. And without getting in through this heat, he's going to remain below that final 5 line going into Brazil. Yago in pursuit. And Yago just is, as a sign of respect right here, Yago is not going to take anything for granted. And he's going to follow and position himself for the block, utilizing his priority.
Yeah, I think he just also heard too that Gabe didn't break that combination.
Yeah, 7.5. Gabe, through all his effort, remains in a 2-wave combo. A rare occurrence for the 3-time world champ, but a testament to what blazing form Yago Dora is here at the Surf City El Salvador Pro presented by Corona. That was, in my book, a landmark heat and one of the most progressive displays we've seen on the championship tour so far this year by Yago Dora. We'll just enjoy some serving by Gabe Medina. It was a short snack there, and it's going to be Yago Dora into the final.
Whoa. Well, oh, here we go. What creativity are we going to see here?
Keep the gas in the tank, Yago. You got a final to surf, and you're on the verge of taking a big win here at stop number 7 on the championship tour. Keep that board all together. Watch your ankles, watch your knees. Watch the cobblestones there for those fins. They're valuable. But let's all give a hand to Yago Dora. That was thoroughly entertaining.
Oh, that was just definitely one of the heats of the year for me. That was in terms of just pushing performance and creativity. Wow, I mean,
giant numbers.
Amazing.
17.66, a 9.33, an 8.33. Are you not entertained? The entertainment continues because John Florence is going to be in the water when we return up against Maddie McGilvoy.
Unbelievable, Kaipo. You told me, Yago, that Gabe is the one who pushes the most out of everybody. What does it say about you and your surfing that the most was enough to take down Gabriel Medina?
Yeah, for sure. You know, going up against a guy like Gabriel, you know you have to go with everything and try to go big, because I was pretty sure he's going to have 2 big scores. So I was like, okay, I'm just going to go for it every wave and every opportunity I get. And it worked out. I keep landing this air somehow.
Somehow, and everybody holding their breath for a long time while you're in the air. We've seen some incredibly impressive stuff from you already today. What can we expect in your first final since Rio in 2023?
Yeah, I'm really grateful to be in another final, and it's time to go for it again. Like, the final is the stage for it.
Para o Brasil, como você vai se preparar para o final?
Tô bem feliz de estar em mais uma final, minha segunda final, e esse evento tem sido muito bom para mim. E tô amarradão, surfando, me divertindo, com pessoas que eu gosto por perto, e tá tudo dando certo. Vamos lá para mais uma fase.
Parabéns, we'll see you in the next one.
Obrigado.